Hey, everybody, welcome to Talking Habs, where you get your daily fix of Blue Blanc Rouge. Anyway, it's on there on the shirt somewhere. Um, so we've got the final preseason game. Again, I say we all the time. I don't know where the we comes from unless I'm talking about my dog, but I'm here alone. I've got it's I guess a preview for the game. There's not a lot to preview. I can't even find the lines for the Habs. I don't think they've released them yet, but I've got a little bit of information on that. I do have the lines for the Sens, and you'll be surprised by the lineup. And yeah, let's hope for the best. So I've got that. I have nothing else in news wise, but we'll talk about the upcoming season if you want. Talk about this game. Whatever you guys want to talk about. So that's all right here. And I'm going to get to you guys in a second. And I was thinking I've got something else. I've got an update on that poem I wrote before I opened up the box to get these shirts. And I'll read that, I think, because we got an hour here and we got to do something. It's a rainy day here in Montreal, real gloomy weekend. And hopefully this game will, we'll change that. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Let's use here. Hey, Red, how you doing? Filibuster, how's it going, Phil? Wonder Phil, by the maybe I'm gonna start calling you out, Wonder Phil, because you like that name. Hey, Lucas, how's it going? Now you're thankful. Oh, I get, and that works for a lot of words, I guess. Eh? Thankful for the Habs team as we are led by such a great Hugo, as in Hughes and Gorton. Got to put Suzuki in there. Suzuki is turning out to be quite a good captain. Red says, I have a question. What is Reinbacher's upside? Well, I'll tell you this. The only way I can explain it is something that's going on now. He went back to Switzerland to to play the season there. The Swiss team had played, I believe, something like 15 games. They weren't playing very well, giving up a lot of goals. In his first game back, he's on top pairing, and they were already leading that game 2-0. The defense had tightened up. He made a huge difference already, and that's what he's going to bring here. He's going to bring on both sides of the puck. Anyways, for the guys that hate Reinbacher, don't like the pick and all that, I don't think there's any words I can say or anybody else can that's going to make you change your mind. And the only way that's going to happen is when David Reinbacher gets here, you're going to see how he plays and your mind will be changed. Problem is, you'll see whatever Michkov is doing or whatever other player is doing, and you're just going to compare that, and what can you say? He's going to be a very important player here to a hopeful championship team, and I'm good with that. Wonderful is better than filthy. You could do that too, or philosopher. Well, depending on what you're talking about, maybe philosopher works. Crosby fighting at 35 in preseason on a clean hit, no less. That was interesting. Well, it was like a double hit, I guess. I don't know. I saw it. I didn't analyze if it was clean because it kind of cut away right away to the. Anyway, it just shows his passion for his team and for the game. Do I like Reinbacher? Yes. Would I have picked Michkov? Well, then you don't watch my videos if you ask me that. It's clear in my videos what I said about it, but no, I was not. Will we regret that one day? Maybe there'll be games that we do. There might be, the kid could have a really good career. I don't think he'll be playing as long as Reinbacher. I think for many, many years, Reinbacher will be here leading the defense on the top pairing. And just, I think we're going to love that kid. So, did they pick Michkov? They didn't. So am I concerned about Michkov? I'm not. Because why? He's not here. He's not going to be here. There's nothing you can do about it. I'm not going to look back like that. That's what I say. Reinbacher is an excellent brand of popcorn, says Philosopher. Listen, Reinbacher is going to be a really good player that the fans are going to love. Are we going to win championships? I don't know that 100%, but I believe we are. And one of the big reasons that we are going to win championships in the future will be the play of David Reinbacher. Be a big contributor. Amongst other players, yes, but he's going to be right in there contributing. Well, his floor, they say, is Roman Josi. So if you like Roman Josi, he's supposed to be better than Roman Josi. Will he? We don't know till he gets there and he plays, but that's his floor, apparently. Quite frankly, though, I'm kind of tired of trying to have to convince people about Reinbacher because there's nothing I can say, but his play will convince you when he gets here. Phil's in a funny mood today. All right, so listen, if you are here, didn't expect to be a ton of people, but if you're here, say hi, got a question, ask me. I'm going to show you now the lines for Ottawa because I have Ottawa's full lines. I have partial stuff about Montreal, not a lot. But I do have Twitter open over here, so if there's something comes up, I will hopefully get it. So here's the lines for Ottawa. You're going to be surprised because they're just they want to beat the hell out of Montreal. You got Ridley Greg, however you want to pronounce it. In between Schmeckel, now in the Jews say when they say Schmeckel, you're talking about a dick, and I imagine in this case it works. And on the other side is Sokolov. You got Yarventi in between Kobelik and Josh Bailey, Kastelik centering Kelly and Pfizer. Everyone's getting their updated vaccines. Ostapchuk. I don't know how to pronounce that properly. He's got his Imama here, and he's got McEwen on the other side. Defense, Brandstrom and Hamonic, Larson and Gannett, Hetherington and Matin Palo. In nets, you got Sogard and Corpusalo. I don't know who's starting, but Sogard's on top. That's another bruiser, grinder, shitty lineup that actually gave Montreal, it wasn't the exact lineup, but a lineup like that gave Montreal, they won, but, not as easily as you would have thought comparing the lineup. So tonight, I'll tell you what I know. First line, I know the first line. Suzuki's going to center Caulfield and Raphael Harvey-Pinard. I know who's out tonight. Out, Josh Anderson, Brendan Gallagher, Tanner Pearson, David Savard, Caden Gooley, and Jonathan Kovacevic. I know who's starting. Monty gets the start. Other than that, I don't know what kind of lineup it is the rest of the way, so we're going to see. I would imagine we're going to see I'm just going to take a guess because Monahan nor Newhook playing with on the first line, so I'm gonna guess Doc Newhook Slavkovsky is line 2. Monahan centering. I don't know at this point because the two guys I would have thought, or three of the guys I would have thought, they're out. So I don't know. So at that point, I don't know. Evans will center fourth line. Pizzetta should be in the lineup. I don't remember everybody who's in camp. Jack Guy will be in the lineup. And this is important because it's going to be a very tough lineup for Ottawa. And you want Jack Guy there. So it's important. The last game where they put out a lineup like this, Jack Guy was not there. So let's get back to you guys and see what you guys think about this lineup bullshit from Ottawa. Red says he loves Ostapchuk. Phil says, Red, what are you attempting here? What is this? What do you mean they're all retracted? I don't see any of that. If they're here and I'm seeing them, they're not retracted. Unless he's editing I don't know. Sneaker super hacker got it all. Good. Oh, you identify that? No, Red's been here before. It's not like it's his first time. Guess the score, and the first scorer that won't start right away. I'm not sure I'm going to work that in yet. I haven't thought of it for the season, but it's preseason, so I mean, if you want to guess the score of the first scorer, I mean that's fine, but it's not going to get you anything. You will win the respect and admiration of your elders, according to Mr. Wonderful. All right, as we lose people, because I must be not entertaining enough, but I kind of don't have much here today. You know, it's not like in the regular season Saturday games. I'll have some information. I'll have a proper pregame because for this, there's no stats and stuff like I always have. There's none of that available, so not much I can do. So we'll talk about whatever you want. There's 9 people here besides me, and say hi. Let's hear from all 9 people because so far it's just 2. There's Gislain. Hey, Gislain, how's it going? Gislain always has a lot to say. I'm hoping that is good. That continues today. So Gislain, entertain us. You got maybe you know the lineup. Have you found the lineup? I can't find the lineup yet for the Habs. I had the Ottawa lineup. This shit. Hockey Junkie on Twitter put out that the Sens are just throwing out a bag of shit for the lineup, and so I answered, stop insulting shit. You're good. You got an idea for me? Shoot, my friend. Shoot. After that, I will read that poem that I just promised you. I wrote a little bit more. Actually, it was 9 minutes to go. I go, yeah, I didn't finish it. I gotta finish this, and I wrote a verse and a half in that 9 minutes to finish it off. Hopefully, it's good enough. In Quebec, the can consignment, the deposit on beer pop cans, is doubling to 10 cents. Yeah, I read that. I don't know exactly when, but I did read that. So it's going to cost you more at the cash, and I recycle those. I bring them back in. I get my freaking money back. So you just get it back eventually. I'm just waiting on Gislain's idea because I may not always use your ideas, but I'm always open to anyone who's got an idea for a video or something you'd like to see me do. I'm open to hearing about it. If I feel I can do it, I probably will. So please, anytime you guys have, I have an email address. It is in the description. You guys ever want to write to me with ideas? Do that. That's absolutely great. I wish more people would do that. Phil does that all the time. Actually, Phil and I text, so we don't do emails a lot slower. But start by email, and we'll see where it goes. Well, Phil, but you get it back. I hope you recycle them. You get the money back. So it's not like it's thrown away. Anyway, I always recycle my cans. And the only ones I have, because I don't drink soda really or beer, is for my energy drinks. And right now, it's been a while since I brought them in. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I got 4 full garbage bags full, and I'm working on another one. But I'm bringing them in soon. You've been lazy about it. So, but under my kitchen table, it's full of not beer cans, energy drink cans. My son, he drinks some sometimes. And if there's any soda, it's him, not me. Do you know that the NHL have another attempt to add a team in Atlanta? I don't know if it's an attempt. They're talking about it. They say there's no plans for expansion right now. But yeah, they'd rather go to Atlanta a third time than back to Quebec City. That's what it's come to. No, it's just what I heard is if they're going to add 2. They're going to keep it even. So it won't be even every division, but the number will be even for scheduling. I think that's why. So they're looking at 2. And what I heard was the asking price for the franchise is like $2 billion. So if somebody's willing to give you $2 billion to get into the club, it's really hard to say no. And I doubt that they will say no. The thing is, it's already watered down, the talent, even though it's from around the world now instead of where they were kind of limited when I was a kid. It's still watered down, even though they're great out there. And I say that after I've said many times the hockey, the skill is great, but it's still watered down a bit. And they need to move franchises around, not add new ones. Apparently, there's something different in Atlanta now that they didn't have before. I read something about this. It didn't explain what. Yeah, just listen. You're just getting ahead of yourself though. Like I don't know when it'll happen or if it's probably 2 years down the road, if at all. So. Phil says Salt Lake City, Houston are the ones I read about more often. Yeah. No, this Atlanta thing's new. I read about this, maybe it's a couple of weeks ago. It's the first time I heard. Gislaine said $1 billion each, so they're adding 2. They get $2 billion. Still, $2 billion. That's a lot of friggin' money. I'll take 1% of that. No problem. More teams, more cap. Yeah, but you get a watered down product. Is it inevitable that it'll grow, though, still? I mean, I think it's inevitable. I just don't know when it'll happen. Atlanta has grown a lot over the last few years from what I'm reading. A lot of people going there for tech industry. But, yeah, just hearing Atlanta third time seems laughable. Lucas, I think you hit it there. There's something about, I guess it's the money that's there and the potential for people, fans, to, with that boom in the tech industry, something like that. I can't remember everything. I'm old. I don't remember everything. Atlanta now with more water and air pollution. Come on in. Bring the kids. My idea of division: Northeast, Montreal, Boston, New York Rangers, Islanders, Devils, Flyers. But you're just getting way ahead of yourself. Thoughts on an NHL, AHL relegation league thing? I don't see how that would work. Why do I say that? Because the AHL is a farm club league, right? And if they were all independently owned and operated, that'd be different. They're not, though, exactly. So I don't know how that would work. I don't know how that would work. You'd have another team, but it would be some team's farm club that would make the league. Okay, Gislaine's just gonna pump through them. Listen, while Gislaine does that, I'm gonna read. So I got this box in the mail. I want to say Friday. Anyway, last week. No, it wasn't Friday. Thursday. Wednesday. Oh, Wednesday, because I had a show Wednesday night. And in it were T-shirts like this. And then there's some that are blue, and inside the crest is white. That's the differences, right? So inside the crest. Okay. So in knowing that the box was coming in that day, I wrote a little poem trying to guess. It's funny, funny guesses. And then at the end, I take a guess. And then, so that was before I opened it. Then I wrote a little bit more after I opened it. All right, let's do that, and then I'll talk about the shirt. I got something to say about the shirt, which are really nice. I mean, I designed this. It's less than a year, but I designed this last season. Myself, I'm not a designer, but I did just because I needed a new logo and blah, blah, blah. But you know what? I didn't expect it would look so nice on a shirt, and it does. It really looks nice on a shirt, and this is a really nice print as well, which is a lot of it. But all right, so here's the poem, and we'll talk about it after. A package came today for me. What's inside? Can't wait to see. Is it a car? Well, obviously not. I wonder what it is that I just got. A hockey stick? It can't be that. Could it be something for my cat? What's inside? I want to know. Can't wait to open it on my show. I'll take another guess, I think. I'm not sure. No, I'm sure it's not a kitchen sink. The box is much too small for that. Maybe it's a miniature baseball bat. No, that's not it. What can it be? I'll just have to open it up to see. First, I'll make a guess on what it is. Could it be a big can of Cheese Whiz? Of course it's not. It must be hockey related. Ah, a blow-up doll that needs to be inflated? Get serious, man. Make a good guess. A beautiful Montreal Canadiens dress. I guess I'll just go and open it up. Maybe it's a Stanley Cup. Maybe it's just a box of dirt. Or maybe it's a nice Habs t-shirt. It is a shirt for your daily fix. But it wasn't just one. He sent me 6. 3 in black and 3 in blue for your daily fix of Bleu Blanc Rouge. The most beautiful shirts I've ever seen in black and blue. Thank God not green. I'll wear one now for the show. They'll be available soon. I'll let you know. I'm proud to wear it. My design. So if it ever comes to mind that you want maybe to buy one too, they will be available hopefully soon. So I guess that's what I'm going to announce. This was not planned at all. But now that they're here, I kind of amped up getting some merch going. So t-shirts. I think this will be the first one that'll be available. If I can get the design, the right resolution, so they can print it, so it's not tiny. So that's key because I think it's beautiful a lot because the size of the print is really beautiful. Anyway, so I'll have hopefully that. We've got a bunch of other ideas, myself and Matt, for a couple of other things. I've got a couple of ideas for, a t-shirt with a smaller probably version of this and, a saying or something on the back. Right now, this one has nothing on the back. So, so just to let you know, we're going to get some merchandise going, hopefully soon. Definitely the plan is to get it going in time for Christmas. I doubt I can do that, but I might be able to. We'll see what goes on with that. So there you go. All right, let's get back to you guys. It seems like it's solely Gislain right now. So if you're out there in the audience and you're looking and watching, I appreciate that. But come on, say hi and ask a question. Tell us something you might know that we might not know. Anything like that. Let's get to it. Because I really, honestly, I don't really want to go over this because it's too much speculation. And it's something that's not going to happen next season. I don't think there's any way they can bring in 2 teams and they'll be ready for next season. That's a lot of work, and maybe they got to build a stadium somewhere, an arena somewhere. Like, who knows? And maybe that's why they like Atlanta. It has an arena. I don't know. So maybe they are planning. We need somewhere for next year. We got to get cities that have arenas, which kind of Quebec City. Although I don't know who would put a team in Quebec City when you got to pay $1 billion to get in there. You know what I mean? I don't know. I mean, that's the asking price. Sounds like you got it all. Figure it out there. Just like, better drink something. I like the format that you want to use. I think they ought to go back to that here right now in the NHL. Each conference, it should be 1 against 8, 2 against 7, 3 against 6, and 4 and 5 against each other. I think that works a lot better. They don't do that now. I think it's fairer. If you are number 8, I don't think it's fair for them to try to make it easier for you. If you came in at number 8, then you know what? You're going to have to pull off something big to advance. And I think that's fair. It's always been like that. It's mostly been like that. And I think that's the fairest. Well, Giselle, if the winner doesn't win in the final, there's something wrong with your system. Just joking. Is there anyone left to possibly get sent down still? Yes, there is. Or is it all regulars now? Pretty much. No, because if it was, you can tell by how many guys are out tonight. You might, I think you were here when I read it. So with, no, count, right? With 6 guys out, then they got to have the bodies to fill that in, right? So normally they'd have 3 extra bodies sitting in the stands, and I would imagine that they're gonna have they still got 3 extra here in camp, which is Heineman, Norlinder, Primo. I think that's the 3 bodies extra, but there's probably another forward that I'm not thinking of. And basically everybody who's not out, and for I don't know what reason they're out, they're all in, and there's no other guys sitting in the press box, right? Because they were down to 27, plus the guys that are injured. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, it's everybody who's still there in the lineup. And they can call up though. They can call back guys. This is true. So, Ottawa did. Ottawa called back from their minor team. 4 or 5 guys for this game because they stacked this game to be let's fight it out. Maybe they want to injure some guys to go, like I wouldn't put it past them. I don't like the coach. He's proving to be a bit of an asshole in how he puts his lineup out, if you ask me. And yeah, so see how it works out. Well, it's just that it sounds like you did a lot of brain work there to figure all that out. I appreciate it. It's just that it's gonna, if it happens, it's so far down the road. Who knows what'll happen? You also believe Armia and Weidman hitting the waiver wire. Weidman is out for the season with an injury, so that's not happening. Not till he's back in the lineup. You can't waive him until he's healthy again. Armia, I mean, I hope they do. Will they? I don't think so. I think what'll happen is Armia will sit in the press box a lot. But I don't think they're going to waive him. And I think this is going to be the reasoning. If you waive him and put him in Laval, you can forget about moving him. Forget about it till his contract's up, right? If he's on the roster, sitting in the press box, playing every now and then, maybe a team gets interested. You can showcase him, and you can possibly move him. In the minors, I don't think you're going to be able to move him at all. Maybe somehow sitting in the press box, he gets motivated. I don't know how, and when he does get the opportunity, plays well, and then you can move him. So I think that's what's going to happen. But I mean, like I said, with Weidman, he's injured, so you can't do that. Lucas really loved Norlinder's last game. He was good the last game. He looked really solid. He'll be in tonight. He's in the lineup. I think everybody's got to be in, so I expect him there. Really deserves more of a look. I've got a hot take video. It's done. I just have to do the voiceover. I've got all the and then edit it and got everything ready. So hopefully this afternoon in between shows, I'm going to do that. At least get the voiceover work done. I've also got a final standings prediction video that I always do. I'm doing both of them at the same time, so hopefully you guys will watch that. Norlinder. I don't think Norlinder makes it out of camp, but I think during the season, he could be one of the, he could be a call-up, probably between him and Mayu, and could stick when he gets here if there's an injury that's long enough, But Norlinder looked a lot better, yeah. I just don't know. I mean, he's going to be solid depth down in Laval in case there's an injury, that's for sure. Ottawa-Montreal rivalry heating back up again. Yeah, it'll never be the Montreal-Toronto, but there's a rivalry there. Problem is, on the Senators' side, they want to goon it up all the time. I mean, it's clear. If it's not clear that the Senators goon up their lineup, with the lineup they're putting out tonight, because it's the last preseason game, I think, for them too. you want your big lineup in there as close as you can get. Now Montreal's not able to do that, and I don't know why. I'm going to assume the guys that are out banged up a little bit, and they just don't, give them that little extra rest to be ready for Wednesday, because Wednesday's coming up soon. That's my guess. I think he'll go to Laval. Does he deserve to be in Laval or Montreal? Well, he has to earn it. I don't know that he earned it to leapfrog over the guys that are ahead of him, but he's good depth to have down there. You just got up 20 minutes ago. You just said you're tired. You need to go to sleep. Is there a chance there's some schizophrenia there? I'm just joking. We need to keep Primo and Ullinen, Pizzetta and Evans in Montreal. Too risky to lose them for nothing. I don't know how you're going to keep Primo, though. When because it's kind of, you're asking for one spot that might be available. You're saying, I want to keep both guys that are fighting for the spot. And that would be Primo if they're going to keep 3 goalies. And Ullinen, who's on the bubble. I don't see how you can do that. I really don't. Pizzetta's he's on a one-way deal. He got to be waived. They're not moving him. And Evans, he has to play. They don't have the centers. They're not playing Monahan or Newhook on the 4th line, so he's not going anywhere. If Armia is waived, does his contract still go towards the caps? Most of it goes to the cap. I believe they get $1.1 million in relief. It might have changed and gone up a slight bit, but it's not. It didn't go up much more than that. They get I forget what the over the million is. They get $1 million as long as the contract is over $1 million, and then a little bit more. Maybe it's $1,075,000. It's something like that. So it's that, but that's it. So the other 2.4 goes against, or 2.3 goes against the cap. But as I explained in a video a while ago, you put him down there. It's $2.3 million, and you bring up one of these kids like Ullin or whatever. They're making under $1 million. You're still actually saving money, and you're going to get a better performance. So to me, that works. But you're not going to be able to move Armia until you let him walk after his contract is up. Or he spends this year like that. Next year he gets fired up, and in camp he looks good. But you pinch yourself and you go, "Oh yeah, I was dreaming." Oh. Well, that's an odd schedule. I do that though. I can't sleep past 9 though. Rarely I can sleep past 9. So even if I go to bed at not 6:30, I've gone to bed at 5, still up at 7:30, 8 o'clock. That's me. Ullinen is expendable, fringe NHLer. But again, I get that's your opinion. I'm not saying he's way more than that, but teams can't give away players for nothing. You can't. That's not good asset management. It's going to bite you in the ass. So if he's not in their plans, they still can't just waive him and lose him. You can't do that. If you do that too often, you're going to have no players, no depth. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. Galley will be gone after his contract expires, or a little bit before, when he becomes an LTIR player and he can't play. If that happens, then they could move it, like Weber's contract. I don't love Ullinen, but I don't dislike him either, and I think he kind of is going to get the shot. I don't see them. I think he stays. He may be in the press box a little bit, but I think he stays with the club because they can't. unless they move him in a trade, they can't. You don't waive a guy like that. That's going to get picked up. Unless you know the other teams are so cash strapped that they can't, even though he's got under $1 million contract. When is Ullinen upside long term? What is Ullinen's upside long term? Honestly, I don't know. I mean, I don't think he's top six. He might be able to play in the top six when needed. I don't think he's a regular top six. So you got to figure, a third liner that can score, give you some points. I don't that I don't see him being. It's not like his ceiling is super big, in my opinion. Just let know they don't waste cap space if they can avoid it. Gislain says, I guess that's about Ullinen. A bottom six. Yeah, he's a bottom six guy that can play in the top six when needed for, short periods of time. Do I think Heineman has better upside than Ullinen? Well, no. Only in that if Ullinen's a bottom six guy, I don't think Heineman is a top six guy either. I think they're both bottom six kind of players, very similar kind of thing. Heineman's got a great shot, but I mean he's hard to play against. I mean, so do I think he has a better upside? A little bit, probably, but I don't think it's like a huge difference, personally. I don't know enough about Heineman yet, but from what I can tell, what I've read, what I've seen, yeah, I mean, again, another player, bottom six guy, but a guy gets injured and you need him to fill in for a game, 2 games, 3 games. He's a guy that can do that in the top six. That I do agree with. Makes sense? I don't know. All right, so we got 14 people here. Listen, talk to me here in the chat. Ask some questions. Say you got any ideas, whatever. Just, talk to me here. Give a thumbs up, especially if you're about to leave. I'd appreciate that, especially if you liked it. And we got like another 22 minutes to go to talk about the upcoming game, the upcoming season, any players you would like to not be here or to be here, anything like that. We're good for that for the next 22 minutes. Last year, Heineman, yes. This year, Heineman, no. Well, I think Heineman had a good camp. I mean, he's still here. I mean, that's a testament to the fact that he had a good camp. Beck, who had a better camp last year, didn't have as much this year, and he's not here. So you got to say, Heineman, there's a reason he's here. It's not because he's not playing well. Philip Mayshar, but I mean, he's got some seasoning to do. I don't disagree with you that I like Mayshar, but I mean, he's playing in Laval this year. He knows it, that he's probably not getting called up. And if he is, it's because Habs got decimated by injuries again. Well, Deneau is not playing a top six role right now, but he did. Obviously, he did. Yeah, listen, some players really step up well. Some players don't. When given the opportunity, Lehkonen, who I wouldn't have thought could do what he's doing right now over in Colorado, I mean, he stepped up. There's no doubt about it. And so did Deneau. Well, he was playing top line here. But, good players. They're good players that step up when they need to. Red doesn't like Logan Mayu's upside. No, I don't agree with you. His upside's pretty freaking up. Mayu is a bust. You know what? I'm going to say this. Anybody who says that, I question their knowledge of hockey. That's all. Or you're just what a contrarian. You're a contrarian. Someone says, "Oh, these guys," you're gonna go, that guy's no good. That's it, for no reason. Because how can you know hockey? Look at the way he's played so far at his age and his lack of games over the last 3 years, and still be able to do what he did in training camp and be one of the last cuts. Then you don't know your hockey very good, man. All I can say. And if you think I'm wrong, well, you got to prove it with comments that aren't like that. Trade rumor: Lafreniere for Philip Machar. Will you do it? No. Montreal's not trading for Lafreniere. That's a hot take. How do you like that? I hear on Twitter people trade Arbor Jackeye for Lafreniere straight up. Are you effing kidding me? I wouldn't do it. No effing way. Hey, Joe, how you doing? Good to see you, Joe. Well, if Red is just trolling, that's all he does. He just trolls all the time. And it's just stupid. And I'm going to call it out. You want to put up stupid things? No, I'm going to call it out. I'm saying Mayu is a bust. I'm sorry. That's stupid. All right. Rick's rant is over. How you like that? Do I think Lafreniere is a bust? He may be a bust as a first overall pick, yeah. Maybe not a total bust as an NHLer, but the knock on him apparently is attitude and effort. And that's not a player Montreal's going to reach out for if that's what is wrong with him. And it's 2 coaches now. 2 that, and they're good coaches. They're not stupid coaches. Are have the same problem with him. That's a red flag. So people want Lafreniere. Why? He's not going to fit here. Or you think, well, he needs a change of scenery and it's going to, but when it's lack of effort, right, that's probably going to follow him if that's true. And it's 2 coaches saying that. So as a number 1 pick, first overall, yeah, that he's probably a bust as that. Could he be a decent NHLer? He's still got time. But I think if you're looking for a guy that's going to be that number 1 overall pick and he's going to be like a Jack Hughes, just needed a year or 2 to develop, it's not happening with Lafreniere. Well, the laugh rumors are already started, but think about the kind of player that's here right now, the kind of player that they're looking for: character, lack of effort, being lazy, whatever. That's not a character or good character thing to have, right? That's not what Montreal's looking for. Why are they going to go there and trade for him? Because of Gorton? I'm sure Gorton knows when he's wrong and could admit he's wrong and wouldn't go after him just because he drafted him. Obviously, he was wrong. Phil, I mean, I wouldn't give Machar for Lafreniere. Machar probably has a better, at this point, higher ceiling. Imagine what Marty St. Louis could do to a lazy player. Do you think Marty St. Louis likes lazy players? It's different if it's a guy that's not getting an opportunity, struggling a little bit, getting the talent out there. That's a different thing than say the guy's lazy and doesn't want to give the effort. It's a totally different thing. Do I like the guy from Sweden, Adam Engström? You say you saw him. He's a top 4 D for me. I don't know enough about Engström. All I know is that he gets really good marks from people that I think know what they're talking about, but I've not seen him play. I don't know enough about him. He wasn't in camp. So to say he's a top 4D in the NHL, you have no way of knowing because you haven't seen him play here. So does he have talent? Does he have potential? Yeah, I believe he does. I don't know enough about him though. Hey, Entertab, how you doing, man? I'm doing good. Yeah, I mean, Lafreniere, he doesn't check the boxes. Now that I know more about him, I mean, when I did the video, there were things about him I didn't know exactly. I like this no effort stuff. So, yeah, but Lucas, I hope they're tired of just trying to make the fans happy with a player who's French, but doesn't deliver, right? I mean, and if you don't, just look at Jonathan Drouin, who, I said I don't think he's going to have a good season over there. I don't know. They got him with McKinnon. He seems really happy, loves where he is. This kid could have a really big year. Couldn't do it here, though. I don't want to bring in kids just because they're French. Now, it's not to say Drouin didn't have upside, it looked like when we traded for him, but the reason and the position he was supposed to play was a wrong, bad move. Best bust, Cassandra Peterson. Yeah. I'm not going to be sexist. Sorry. It's the same with Slavkovsky. Everyone would like a Connor McDavid or Austin Matthews, but sometimes you get he's not. No, I don't think you're fair. No. See, not everybody are those guys, and thank God not everybody's an Austin Matthews, but sometimes you get a guy that needs a little more time. Not that he's Yakupov, who's a bust, or Daig, who I'm trying to remember, was he a total bust or he had a so-so career? No, that's not fair. Kid's 19 years old. Don't come down on him like that. Montreal lineup is out. I'll get it for the game when I do that stream. It's too late here now. I don't see it. Let's see if I can get it. It's true, I didn't really try, but I don't know if I'm going to get it. I mean, I'll get it eventually. Just I don't know if I'm going to get it right here, right now on the Twitter. So far, not. There we go. All right, here's the lines. I'm just going to read them out. So, like I said, the first one, Suzuki with Caulfield and Harvey Pinard. Line 2, also like I thought, Slav and Newhook are with Doc. Line 3, Monahan, Heineman, and he's going to be invisible. Armia on the right side there. Evans with Pizzetta and Ulanen. Got Matheson and Lindstrom, Jackeye and Harris, Norlander and Barron. There's Montreal's lines. Why they feel they got to put Armia in there, I don't know. Give him one last look, I guess. See if his attitude's changed. Maybe now that it's the last preseason game, you go, oh, maybe I better play now. Oh, maybe we'll see a good game from him. I don't know. We shall see. Anyway, thanks for that. Who told me that? Red, thanks for that. I appreciate that. I wasn't looking. I was not paying attention, unfortunately. Phil, all wrong reasons, maybe not all, but most of them are wrong reasons for getting Lafreniere. And the last one, wrong. Appeasing French media. What, they don't get appeased enough? Seriously? You ever watch for you it's okay, but you ever watch one of their conferences where they interview the coach or whatever? Yeah, get an English question in there every now and then, maybe. And they do every now and then. And it's very frustrating. So French media, they got appeased. They don't need more players who aren't going to be good and don't have character or heart. And that's what Lafreniere seems to be. So no, I'm no longer. Not only do I don't want a coach or a GM that has to be French, I also don't want players that have to be French. No, if they're good enough, fine. If they're not, no. There's my other rant for the day. When you got two quality NHL coaches saying the same thing is wrong with this player, both of them, that's probably what's wrong with the player. Yeah, I mean, Lucas, that's what I'm saying, right? Get a player for merit, not because of where he's born. It's just like, yeah, Barron's definitely, I think, going to start in Laval. J-Fed predicting an Armia goal tonight. Don't put money on it, though. Eesh. Just like with Barron, I mean, he didn't have a great camp, and I mean, he's waiver exempt, so yeah. I mean, so I don't know. We'll see what we get tonight. It's going to be, I mean, an interesting game because of the lineup that the Senators are putting out, especially, and the lineup that Montreal is putting out. That's a decent lineup. Top six is great. And then you got some toughness there too. Is there enough toughness? We're gonna find out. I don't know. And a lot of times, anyway, you want to put out a tough lineup like that. If you've got skilled players out there, skill will eventually, if not always, overcome that bullshit hockey from having a Goonie lineup. Well, I don't know what French fans in general think about that. What I just said, that's how I think about it, though. Thoughts on how they handle the Primo situation? I don't know. Honestly, I don't know what they do. I personally, geez, I don't know because I think, okay, personally, I don't think he's going to get taken, right? Because look at his numbers. His numbers are not good. And it's not like in camp he was, oh, look how spectacular Primo was. He was okay, but his numbers in the NHL are not good. Why would somebody take him? So I waive him and send him to Laval. If you lose him, is there a chance you lose him? I guess there is. I just don't. Who's taking him though? Like seriously, who's taking Primo? I mean, just because Vasilevsky's out, why would Tampa take Primo, who needs work and is a project? By the time he's ready, I mean, Vasilevsky will be probably retired. So I don't think it's anything like that. I don't know. A team that has shitty goalies and they want to improve their goalies, look at Primo's numbers. Is that improving your goalies? I don't think so. So personally, I think they're going to waive him and he's going to go down. And that's what his girlfriend said. Wave him and let him go down. Hopefully not in that voice. Hopefully it was a sexier voice than mine. Lucas, yeah, I think on that, I mean, he's going down for that reason. And I thought he was going anyway before the camp started. And yeah, he didn't do anything in camp to say, no, I'm staying. But Norlinder did. It's just not everyone. But are you filling the cupboard with a goalie that has the numbers Primo has? Really? Plus, if you claim him on waivers, you have to keep him with the big club for the year. I don't believe you can claim a guy on waivers and then waive him again. You can't because you have to offer him back. And I think you have to keep him on the club. Can't send him down the first year. So I don't know if it makes sense that for someone to pick him up. Yeah, we went over all that stuff the last time about how they're going to make room on the roster to keep Price just as the season starts, and then anyway, I don't want to go over that again because I think we spent like 10 minutes doing that last time. Yeah, Lucas, I think I don't see Arbor starting in Laval. He brings something that you can't get from anybody else, and I saw him play preseason. I don't think he was bad. Enter that's right. You can't trade the guy that you pick up on waivers as well. So if a team picks up Primo, to plan to keep him like as the backup goalie for the season, that's a huge risk, I think. Unless you're tanking, and that would be the reason. So I think it's unlikely that he gets picked up, so I waive him. Hey X3J, how's it going, man? Good to see you out there. So we've got like another few minutes. I'm gonna take off. Saturday Hockey Talk is usually gonna be an hour. I try not to run over because I've got 2 other shows today. I got lots on my plate today. So we got the next couple of minutes, and then I'm going to take off. So if you got anything to ask or want to say anything, it's like you're getting near the, backs up against the wall now for that. Does anybody have anything to say? I do. Before you leave, give a thumbs up. I appreciate that. Don't forget the hangout for the game, 7 o'clock. I won't be on the recorder to 7 because that's what this show is for, to do the pregame stuff, which there was not much of. So we got that. And tonight after the game is a postgame show. So potentially at 10, the postgame show, unless this goes to overtime and whatever they like. I doubt that's going to happen. But so 10 o'clock, so it'll be after the game, doing a postgame show. I don't know if I'll be joined by anybody, but it's potential for Pete to join me. He did last time, and we'll see if he does again. I don't know yet, but we'll find out. So I'm going to take off because, there's only like a minute to go. Thanks, everybody, for being here. Appreciate it. That's it for the preseason as far as this kind of thing. Next time you see me for Saturday Hockey Talk, we will be waiting for our first look at Connor Bedard in an NHL game, regular season game, as Montreal will hosting Chicago Blackhawks. So that's something really, really good. It wasn't really that early to see Connor Bedard. We'll see how he looks there. I'm going to stop babbling. That's it. I'll see you soon. I'll be back at 7. Till then, stay safe out there. Peace out, y'all. Thanks for being here. Go Habs, go. Keep your stick on the ice. And I'll see you soon. Ciao, everybody.